everyone, welcome back. So today I have Makeup Geek swatches. They recently just launched 9 foiled eyeshadows and 9 matte eyeshadows, or no, fall eyeshadows. A lot of them are matte and there are 2 that are like more of a shimmer finish. So I have all of the 18 new shades from Makeup Geek, but what I also wanted to do was, I know that when new colors come out in a line that a lot of people might possibly have a lot of Makeup Geek eyeshadows. I mean, me in fact have palette upon palette of palette. I think I have most of the Makeup Geek eyeshadows, some more over here. And so I brought all of my palettes out to kind of swatch some similarities, because I know when a new line launches or new colors launch within, not a new line, but new colors launch within a new line, I'm always like, do I have something similar? And it's hard to tell over the computer, like if you just see a single swatch, that if it's like the other color that you have. So I thought I would swatch some other shades that I think I would think to myself, hey, I wonder if that's similar to this within the Makeup Geek line. So that's what we're going to do here today, is just swatch and do some comparison. Now, I am an affiliate with Makeup Geek, so the link that I leave down below will be an affiliate link. If you choose to use it, I always appreciate that, but however, don't feel pressured if you don't feel comfortable using my link. Now, that just gives me like a portion of the sale, so whatever you purchase, I do get a portion of it. So like I said, if you don't feel comfortable with that, you can just go to the Makeup Geek website and they're all listed there, so you'll be able to easily find them. So, but if you do choose to use my link, I always appreciate it. So let's just get started in some swatches. Okay, this one is called Nostalgic. It's a bubblegum pink with a metallic foil finish. These are incredibly buttery. This is like a bubblegum pink shade. So I looked through my collection. I feel like the shade that could be most similar is called Whimsical. This is the swatch of Whimsical. Let's just swatch them next to each other. So as you can see, those are kind of similar. This one is a little bit cooler, a little bit less bubblegummy. Another color is called Starry Eyed, which is right here, and this is in comparison to Nostalgic. This is Starry Eyed right here. This shade has a little bit more peach, whereas this is a bubblegum color. Again, more of a pinky color. This has a little bit more peach in it. Next up is called Plot Twist. This is a medium periwinkle with a metallic foil finish. This is a foiled eyeshadow. There, that shade is right there. This is what that looks like. The color that I thought could be similar is called Caitlin Rose. Here are them next to each other. This is Caitlin Rose. This is Plot Twist. Let me just swatch Caitlin Rose. So Plot Twist right here and Caitlin Rose right here. Caitlin Rose is a little bit lighter of a purple. Plot Twist has a little bit more of that periwinkle blue. This has a little bit more, I would say, lighter and more of a lighter purple. Next up is this shade called Hype. This is an amethyst purple, and again, it's a foiled shadow. That is Hype right there. Here is a swatch of Hype. Now for comparison, I have the shade Masquerade. This is Masquerade. This is Masquerade, and this is Hype. So you can see that this one has way more pink in it. This almost has like a goldenish purple sheen. This is very different. They look similar in the pan, but swatched, I do think they are very different. As you can see, this is Hype and this one is Masquerade. This is the shade Sorcery. I have this one all over my lid today. This is a deep slate. It also has a foil finish. This is what it looks like right here. I don't have anything like this shade in my collection. I'm sorry to flick you off. I love this color. It may not be everyone's favorite, but I just think it's a very unique color. It's like a slate, but it almost is like a grayish slate blue. So I really love it. This next shade is called Epic. It's a beautiful emerald green. This is, again, still the foils. I don't have anything like this in my collection of this true emerald green. This shade is like so beautiful to me. I wanted to swatch it next to Houdini just to show the difference of this is a true emerald green and this one's almost like a teal. There are those swatched together so that you can really see the difference in them. This next shade is a beautiful color. This is called Take Two and it is an olive green. again, a foiled. This I thought was going to be very, very similar to some other foiled from Makeup Geek, so I am excited to show you the comparison because when I swatched them, I was like, no, it's not as similar as I thought. This is what Take Two looks like swatched. I'm going to swatch it next to, in comparison, to show you the one I thought was the most similar, which is Jester. This is Take Two and this is Jester. Take Two is more olivey. Jester has more of like a golden, lighter green. As you can see, they are different. Take Two is a lot darker. Just for kicks, I want to swatch Charmed as well. I don't know why I did that, because those are totally different, but looking in the pan, it could have been similar, but psych! Next one is Limelight. This is a lime green. Again, a metallic foiled finish. Boom! I probably won't use this color very much. It's fun to have in the collection. I wanted to show it next to this shade right here. This is called Fortune Teller. Just for kicks, I just wanted to show it next to that because I always thought Fortune Teller had that sort of lime-ish quality to it. They're sort of, I mean, not too far off. Well, no, they're far off. But do you see why just looking at it, I was like, oh, I want to swatch those next to each other because this one definitely is more obviously lime green. This is more of a yellow gold, but it does have that chartreuse quality to it that I just wanted to give the comparison. This next one up is called Legend. It's a warm bronze. And I do have one that I thought was going to be really similar. This is how it swatches. It's absolutely beautiful. I cannot wait to wear this shade. I immediately wanted to compare it to Untamed. As you can see, when you do get them next to each other, this has a lot more orangey yellow to it. This one is Untamed. This one is Legend. So just for comparison, as you can see, they are different. I also wanted to swatch Flamethrower, which is way more orange. Last shade up is called Curtain Call. Now this is a cranberry with a cranberry red, again a foil. I immediately thought this was going to be similar to another shade. I think it's called Showtime that I thought it was going to be similar to, so I will swatch the Showtime shade so that you can see the comparison. Right here is Showtime and this one is Curtain Call. So let me just swatch those next to each other so that you can see. This one's way deeper. This one in Showtime almost has way more deeper burgundy browns. This has more of a metallicness to it and more red. So those are all the metallic finish eyeshadows. Now these each retail for $10 if you buy them singly, or you can buy a bundle and they're $80. So a bundle of 9 for $80, so you're saving $10. I hope it helped to see some comparisons because, to be quite honest, several of those shades when I first got them, I was like, oh, I have something super similar in the foiled finish already in the collection that I thought they were going to be very similar to, and then when I swatched them, I was like, no, that is different. So hopefully that helped to kind of see some other shades that you might have thought they would have been similar to. Now let's move on to the other shades. It's 9 shades. 2 of them have more of like a shimmery finish and the other are matte, which they're all beautiful colors, and I can't wait to see if there are any dupes within the collection of Makeup Geek other matte shades I have, because the matte formula of Makeup Geek is one of my favorite matte formula eyeshadows. Okay, this first shade is called Tan Lines. This is a fawn brown with a matte finish. Super pretty. These all swatch differently than they look in the pan. So this is what Tan Lines looks like. Now I thought the most similar to Tan Lines would be Latte when I first saw it. This is Latte right here. This is Tan Lines. So this is Tan Lines, this is Latte. I think Latte is a little bit cooler and a little bit lighter. I just wanted to show it next to this is Tiki Hut. I think Tiki Hut has a little bit more yellow in it. These two are a little bit similar. I think on the eyes you're going to find that they're very similar enough. But it's still a beautiful matte shade. This shade is called Bake Sale, and it is a nugget brown with a matte finish. I immediately thought this was going to be close to Creme Brulee, so we will see how it swatches. It has almost a little bit more of a blush to it. So next to each other in the pan, they look very similar. This is Creme Brulee. This is Bake Sale. Creme Brulee has more peach. It's right here. This is Bake Sale. Bake Sale has a little bit more of like a pinky undertone, blush undertone. This is Creme Brulee, this is Bake Sale. So both really great transition shades. So this next one is called Sidekick, which I immediately thought looked like Cocoa Bear. This is a cinnamon brown with a matte finish. This is Sidekick right here. There's the swatch of Sidekick. This is Cocoa Bear. As you can see, it's darker and it has more red in it. Cocoa Bear, Sidekick. This is Sidekick and this is Cocoa Bear. I don't know if you can tell, Cocoa Bear has a little bit more brown in it. It's a little bit deeper. If Cocoa Bear is a shadow you love, I think you're going to really like Sidekick. I wanted to swatch this shade as well in the same lineup. This is Cabin Fever. It's a chestnut brown with a matte finish. I wanted to show you how they compare. As you can see, it's the darkest of all of them. Sidekick, Cocoa Bear, Cabin Fever. This shade right here is called Early Bird. It is a pumpkin orange with a matte finish. This immediately reminded me of Chickadee and another shade, Desert Sands. So I'm going to swatch those next to it. Here is Early Bird. This one right here is Chickadee. You can tell it has a little bit more yellow in it, and Early Bird has a little bit more orange, but they are quite similar. This is Chickadee, this is Early Bird, so you can see the more orange in Early Bird and the more yellow in Chickadee. This one is Desert Sands, and I wanted to just swatch it next to Early Bird just to show you. Here they are swatched next to each other. This one's Desert Sands right here. As you can see, it's more of like a pukey color, less pumpkin-y. This shade is called Bandwagon. And now this is described as a dusty taupe. It's a matte finish. And this is what Bandwagon looks like right here. This is Bandwagon swatched. Immediately I thought Bandwagon would be close to Barcelona Beach. This is Barcelona Beach. Bandwagon has a little bit more of rose tones in it, and Barcelona Beach has a little bit more cooler tones in it. I wanted to swatch this one next because it is kind of similar to Bandwagon. This one is called Faux Fur. It's a soft mink brown with a matte finish. It's more gray, but I wanted to compare it next to the other shades that we just swatched just to see the comparison. Faux Fur, Barcelona Beach, Bandwagon. This shade right here is an older shade called Friend Zone, and I wanted to swatch it next to this is Faux Fur. This is the swatch on my pinky of Friend Zone. It's definitely more gray than the rest of them, but still in that taupey, grayish family. One last shade to compare. This is Bedrock, and this one is Faux Fur. So this is an older shade, this is the new shade. It's that grayish color, so I just wanted to swatch them all next to each other. This one is Faux Fur, Friend Zone, Bedrock, Barcelona Beach, and this one is Bandwagon. Okay, this shade right here is called Pocket Change. It is a gorgeous soft bronze with a shimmery finish. There, that one is right there. I didn't know what could be possibly that similar to it, so I'm going to swatch Glamorous. That's the closest thing that I think. But I still think that's very different. So this is Glamorous. The finish on this is so beautiful. It's such a pretty shade. This last shade is called Lucky Penny. It's a medium rose brown with the shimmer finish. This is, again, the formula is incredible on this. Such a pretty color. I pulled out this shade Homecoming. That's one of the closest ones that I thought I had in my collection. So I'm just going to swatch that next to it. This is Homecoming. As you can see, it's different from Lucky Penny. I thought for swatching purposes it would be helpful to see how much of a rose tone this has in it. The other one I wanted to show was Twilight. This has more of a purple, this has a rose, but still I wanted to show this one as well so that you could just see the comparison and the difference. So like I said, I used some of those shades on my eyes today. I used some of the matte browns. I used Tan Lines and Bandwagon in my crease, as well as Bake Sale. I used the shade Sorcery all over my lid, so I wanted to put them to the test. Again, Makeup Geek has incredible formulas. I loved all of the shades that I used on my eyes today. Now, if I had to pick some of my absolute favorites, some that if they were not sent to me that I would go out and purchase myself, I would say I would get Pocket Change, Lucky Penny. I really like the shade Bake Sale. I'd probably get Cabin Fever. And then for the foiled, I'd probably pick up Epic because I really love that emerald green and I love the jewel tone of it. I would get Legend because it's a beautiful warm bronze. And I would get Take Two and Sorcery. Now Take Two is the olive green shade, and then Sorcery is the deep slate that I have on my eyes just because I don't have anything like that in my collection. And then Take Two is because I love olive green and I just think it's going to be beautiful in the fall. So those are the colors that I would personally probably pick up that I felt like were different enough, even with all the eyeshadows that I have, that I would still want in my collection. So hopefully that helps to kind of guide you if you are like me and you're like a makeup fanatic and you have all of them anyways and you just maybe wanted to pick up a few. I hope it was helpful to see some swatches of colors that I already had in my collection. So let me know down below if you plan on picking any of them up. Again, I will leave my link down below if you choose to use it. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe to my channel if you're not already so that you don't miss a video, and I'll see you all in the next video. Mwah.